Foodie, hi everyone. This is Anna the Keto Foodie here. What's the difference between low carb and keto? Stick around and I'll explain. So the difference between low carb and high fat, there's not a big one because the keto diet is a low carb diet. It's just what some people say on steroids. So it's meant to produce significant results really quickly. Now, let's back up a little bit. Low carb diets in general are diets in which you eat 125 grams of carbs or less per day. That's a low carb diet. We take it a little bit further in that we eat a low carb, high fat diet. And that's where you get percentages, and that's where macronutrients or macros come in. And where you're looking at something along the lines of 5 to 10% of your daily calories coming from carbs, and 65, 70, even 75% of your calories coming from fat. And that's a low carb, high fat diet. Keto is a much more focused version of a low carb, high fat diet. So again, you know how we said low carb is 125 grams or less. Well, keto will take it straight down to under 20 grams of carbs per day. That can be a bit extreme for some people, but when you're looking at strict keto, it works well. Those are the differences between the two. Now, which one might be right for you? That sort of depends on you and how quickly you want to lose weight or how you want your body to feel. If you are a person who is healthy, who doesn't have any metabolic issues, who doesn't have insulin resistance, or any issues losing weight when you go on a diet, then a low carb diet might be better for you. The reason for that is that when you're on a low carb diet, you don't have to completely, severely limit your carb intake in order for you to see results. Consistent results and, happy results, because it's not very difficult for you to actually lose weight. Now, if you are on the other side of that coin and have insulin resistance or a metabolic issue, or you're a type 2 diabetic, keto would probably be the way to go. Now let's remember that keto began as a treatment for things like epilepsy and Alzheimer's and type 2 diabetes and certain forms of autism and even cancers. Since the 1920s, it was meant to help with your health, your overall health and symptoms. A side effect of keto is losing weight. So that speaks to the person who might do well being on a keto program. So again, if you have insulin resistance, metabolic issues, maybe hypothyroidism, any issues with losing weight or not being able to lose weight at all, that means keto might be the right choice for you, because you're really bringing down the carb intake to the point where your body doesn't have the chance to resist the glucose that comes from carbs, from a lot of carbs in a day. No type 2 diabetes, generally healthy, low carb might be the way to go. Type 2 diabetes or metabolic issues or any type of insulin resistance or really resisting losing weight, keto might be the way to go. Now there is a version of keto which is called lazy keto, and lazy keto can be anything as long as it's still low carb. So some people have a limit of 50 grams of carbs, not under 20, but 50 grams of carbs. Other people, their limit is 100 grams or even 125 grams of carbs, but they still make sure that as far as the macronutrients, their carbs, their protein, and their fat, they are still in the keto proportions. So 5 to 10, 25 to 30, 65 to 75, right? And for some people, that's a really good way to start keto, because sometimes when you go from eating a lot of carbs to eating barely any carbs, that can be a shock to the system. So sometimes bringing it down to 125, then 100, then 75, 50, then finally 20, that might be a great way to start bringing it down so your body can adjust and work well. That's all doable. So those are called lazy keto when you're not sticking to the under 20 grams of carbs rule. Again, all of it is low carb. But you might decide, I have to stick to 20 grams or under because of my issues, or I don't have to stick to 20 grams of carbs because I don't have any issues. I'm insulin sensitive and I can lose weight just about anytime I try. That's the difference. I hope this video was helpful, and if you did find it helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to find out whenever I load a new video, then please click the subscribe button and ring the bell, and it'll tell you when I upload the next video. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, I say, foodie bye.